Hi guys. So if you take someone who's really good at positional play in chess, right, understands pawn structures, bishop pawn dynamics, putting your light square bishop in between your dark square pawns and having everything interacting nicely together. To say someone like that, I think if they have a poor tactical understanding, they'll only ever reach like rank 1,000. But to get from rank 1,000 to 2,000, they could do it by just learning puzzles if they've already got a good basis of positional understanding. And then if you add the puzzles on top of that, i.e. the tactical understanding, you can severely improve your game, guys. So let's start some puzzles. I got up to like 2100 in my puzzle rating on my other account, honestly. I know this one says 1400, but I think my other account I had like a week's free membership, so I got it on there. I just did puzzles every day for a week. So black to move. So what we think in puzzles, not applicable here, but checks, captures, attacks. This is a bit of a weird one where it's an end game. Now, my instinctive move is this, to cut off the king. And then we can just push the pawn and try and win this pawn. Because if here, it's just a draw. This is the only move that doesn't lose, right? Wait, which way are we going? A1. Oh. H? Yeah, we're going this way. So here doesn't work, so they take the pawn. So we have to go like this. And then when you win the pawn. So what was wrong with what I did? So if here, they have to go here. Then we go like that. Okay. I don't see that the one I did was much different. But yeah. Maybe we should have thought that through a bit more. So, not the best start. Honestly, I'm alright at puzzles, guys. So there's a check. Should look for checks, captures, then attacks. So that's the only check. What does that do? Oh, it's checkmate. Wow, what a funny looking checkmate. Crazy. So that saved us a lot of calculation regarding, how do we stop this pawn? We just first look for the checks, guys. Save you a lot of mental energy. So black to move. So if we go takes for a start, second most forcing move. We could throw in a check, but don't know what that does. So if takes, is this endgame winning for black? That's the question we should ask. We get this, they get here. We're promoting first. So I don't see why we wouldn't do it. Pretty simple, just count the squares to promotion, guys. So if here, they take this rook. So we can actually throw in an in-between move, which is check. And it actually wins the queen. The queen has to go back, and then we take. So yeah, checks, captures, attacks, guys. That's all we did. We just looked for a check. And now we don't want to take that. It's protected, but we can give a check and win the bishop here. Scurry off, and nice position. So yeah, that's my main thinking. Checks, captures, attacks. Unless it's an end game, in which case it's just a whole different kettle of fish, really. But like 99% of puzzles are just checks, captures, attacks. You can use that to solve it. So first thing I see is this check. Next, I think that's the only check on the board. I mean, this is just silly, isn't it? So this king here, and then we get, well, we've got this check. We've also got this, which wins a knight. Looks pretty good. Check, check, win the knight. And we've just won a pawn. Is there anything better than that? Or what about just this? Queen here. That just threatens mate. So if you can't give a check that leads to like a significant gain in material, that would have won a pawn, but normally these puzzles are winning a piece, winning like 3 points of material. So if here we threaten checkmate and we also threaten this bishop, and this bishop cannot defend the checkmate, so therefore... Sorry. Well, we hit the bishop and the knight, but the knight actually defends the bishop. But we're hitting all these pieces, and we can take the knight effectively. Because the knight can't come back and defend the checkmate. So the queen has to defend mate, and then we just take the knight. So yeah, look to win at least 3 points of materials in these puzzles, guys. So if here... So I think we take this, and then how do they even defend the pawn? What do they even do? And if check, we build the bridge, check here. But then they stop the pawn. So maybe if they give a check, we come up with the king. This looks like the move to me. No. It's a pretty practical move in a game. Like, this is what you should be looking at doing to cut the king off. But maybe just push here. Then how do we defend? I mean, here we get this. Maybe it's just that. Or this. In between. And then we could have got the rook behind the pawn. To be honest, everything looks winning here. Check. Looks pretty nice as well. So yeah, you got to look for the most winning thing. Yeah, look for checks, captures, attacks, guys. All them things I just did were winning. But yeah, it wants the check. Because it's the most force invariant. Which is, it's informative. You should always try and find the most force invariant. So this wins the rook. That's the first thing I see. It's a check. If this check, they can defend the rook. If this check, they can defend the rook, but they've lost the pawn. And actually, this is good. Not because it's a trade of the rooks and it wins a pawn, but actually a third thing. It deflects the king away from the game. And now the white king's just coming in and winning. So checks, captures, attacks, guys. Check, not working. No, they've got too much defense of that square. What about this check? If here... don't quite see it. What about this? They take... We take the rook. They take... Not sure, guys. What is this? Captures. What can we capture? If there's no good checks. Just double check. Right, so there's no... Here. Oh, and then we win the rook. Ah, ha ha ha. Took me a while there, guys. And that's not mate. Yeah, it was just deflecting a piece onto a square in which it can be forked by the bishop. So that's a check, but it's defended. But it's a double check. So they cannot take because it's checked twice. Is it that good though? Check. The only move is this or this. No, the only move is this because the bishop cuts off. So I'm sure it's this. Because if you're getting the king down to one square, it tends to be that, guys. And then you can get the queen in here. So the king's here. Queen comes in here. And then check here. How do we calculate this? It feels like that, but let's try it. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, that was silly of me. That's just mate. The very cheeky one as well. Took us a little bit too long. So yeah, I'm gonna do some video on puzzle rushes, guys, because I'm decent at puzzles, but even in this, because I'm trying to speak and do it quickly, I'm like getting quite a few wrong. So yeah, I should do some puzzle rushes and really put myself to the test in terms of time, you know. So if we take this, these are all practical things I'd do in a game, but what about checks, captures, attacks? There's no checks. Captures, this doesn't work. So that's why I jumped to that, I think. It doesn't seem to do much. It just leaves us with double isolated pawns and develops their queen. Attacks. This here. I don't know. This lines up with a rook. That might be information in some cases. I don't know. This looks natural because the bishop's trapped in it. Do we have to take? Because it's still trapped, isn't it? If this... No, let's take it, yeah. Okay, white to move. So which way are we going? A1. The white's going this way. So here, they get behind the pawn. But then... this. If here... If this... What about giving a check? They go here. Does that help? This, and then just bring the king. Or just bring in the king. If this, we go here. If this, we go here. And eventually we're going to promote this pawn. Or the rook's going to have to sack for it. But then it'd be a draw. I'm sure this is a winning position. So here. I just don't know how we target this rook. Or how do we promote? Doesn't seem to be working. This check, as if they take, we go here, they go back. Doesn't work. This check. They go here, we get this check. What? Maybe it's just this. Oh, it's either that or bring the king, I think. If here, there, here. No. But it gave us 1 point for it, which makes me think it's alright. I don't know. What, and then... Wait, how do we defend the pawn, though? There's some sort of fork. Check. Yeah, because the cat takes, then we promote. And then we get this. Pretty hard to see that. Wow, what rating was that? Oh, it doesn't know. Okay. Pretty hard puzzle, that one, guys. Yeah, I mean, I probably would have got it if you give me 10 minutes, but trying to be slightly entertaining. So, what do we do with this one? How to get better at chess. Puzzles. Here we take, we're looking at forcing moves. They go like this. We take, they go here. We get this check. I mean, it all looks pretty good for us. Let's try it. Yeah, I thought that, and check. King goes here. Bring the rook. I don't know. This is the forcing move that seems to open up the position for us. And then let's checks, captures, attacks. There's no captures or attacks, but that wins the pawn, doesn't it? Yes. Is this any better? We can take the rook or we can take the knight because the knight comes with check. If here, check. Probably just the rook, isn't it? Have they got any? It's the rook unless they've got anything else. So they can go here. We go here. And they've got no more checks. Because the queen covers this diagonal. So final one, guys. Let's round it off. Let's round it off with a win. Oh, and it's a quick one. First check we see wins the queen. Unless they've got a mate. They can't mate us, can they? No. Oh, so yeah, if they take, it wins the queen. But now what do we get? So if takes, we get this. Why didn't we just take that straight away? We could have done, but let's just take this first. It's all forcing, then take the piece. All right. So guys, how to improve half of your chess brain, the tactics, do it with puzzles. Hope it helps you, and I'll see you next video. Leave a like and subscribe, and cheers. Thanks for watching.